Okay. The cloud catcher whirred into the air. Cloud catcher purred silently through the indigo sky, Echo gripping the control handles and Horace staring grimly out. The air here was far cooler than in Sleepy Palms, and the wind's icy breath stung her cheeks. She squinted into the darkness. The transport ship had left Filigree Ridge, and they had now been trailing it for nearly an hour. Not too close, hissed Horace. Don't panic, said Echo. They won't spot us without our lights on. Even so, she took the vehicle a little higher up in the clouds, out of the sight line of the other ship. They're slowing, she said. Are we nearly? Oh, the clouds parted to reveal a full bright moon, and Echo gasped. The seer gasp. As Shark's Fin Peak suddenly appeared before them. Its rocky surface curved in an arc, looming over all the other mountains in the range, its pointed peak higher even than the clouds. Gosh, it sounds very foreboding. Do you know what foreboding means? Pause and ask your mum what foreboding means. Somebody might have a sense of foreboding, or things might be foreboding, but do you know what that means? Good, well, find out. Well, I can see why it's called Shark's Fin Peak, said Horace. It's just like the dorsal fin of a great grey. Look at that rock formation. He leaned forward in awe, then sat back and folded his arms as if suddenly remembering why they were here. He turned to Echo. Can we go back now? We know where they've taken her, and that they said they would take her there. Echo shook her head. I need to make sure she's safe. But what are we going to do if she isn't? We're just children. We've brought a getaway vehicle. Echo circled Cloudcatcher away from the searchlight that shone out in a yellowish beam through the clouds. We just need to find somewhere to land it. There won't be anywhere. The postal pirate said it's an ice fortress. They're not generally easy to get into. Hold this steady, Echo said, swiveling the control handles so he could reach them. Now Horace is flying, the Cloudcatcher. She picked up Horace's spyglass and scanned the mountain. The fortress was a castle of gleaming white ice carved into the rock face, with a skinny tower that soared skywards and window slits that glowed with a flickering bluish light. The arched face of the mountain that the fortress clung to was almost sheer, with no obvious route in or out that Echo could see, other than the airship landing pad, which was lit with floodlights. She saw guards armed with flintlock pistols and shaggy grey dogs patrolling the perimeter. She wouldn't tell Horace about those, not yet at least. We'll have to try the other side, she says brightly. There must be somewhere where we can stash Cloudcatcher. And look, there is a picture of where they are going to ice fortress. Look at that. It does look foreboding. Can't imagine going there for our summer holidays. Although we could go over our winter holidays and go skiing. We like the skiing. Well, even if we do, how are we going to get inside? Horace's voice shook. You never think of these things, Echo. We will work it out when we get there, said Echo, ignoring the way her hands were shaking as she took back the controls. They could figure out a way to get past the guards, but first they had to find somewhere to land. She wheeled the little vehicle about, and they soared in a loop around the mountain's curved peak, away from the floodlights and the fortress itself. It's impenetrable, said Horace glumly. Oh, please, can we go back, Echo? You said we would. Nothing's impenetrable, said Echo, snatching a guilty glance at Horace's forlorn face. She was breaking her promise to him, but she couldn't leave Lil here unarmed and alone. Not now she'd seen how heavily guarded the place was. What if her mother never came back? Echo scanned the peak with renewed focus. We just need to try harder. Look, over there. Tucked into the curve of the mountain beneath the fortress was a little cave just out of the sight of the searchlights. Echo's heart lifted. It was the perfect place to land unseen. The landing would be tricky, but she was prepared to take the chance. Echo gripped the controls, set her jaw, and took Cloudcatcher down to Shark Fin's peak. That is the end of the chapter. I think we might give you just the first paragraph of the next chapter. What do you think? Chapter 10? First paragraph? Chapter 10. As Echo guided Cloudcatcher closer to the small cave, a curtain of freezing sleet blew slantwise at them. What is sleet? Do you know? Sleet. It's like a cross between snow and rain. So if you think of like really, really, really icy cold rain, that's sleet. It's like really unpleasant. And slantwise, something would come straight down, or something would go straight across, or something could go slanty. And so a sheet of freezing sleet going slantwise, that's not very good. And it almost knocked the little vessel off course. Cloudcatcher bobbed and bumped on the wind, tipping this way and then that. Echo shielded her eyes with one hand and steering with the other. She could just about make out the cave entrance in the moonlight. Then a cloud went across and she was flying in near darkness. That is the end of the first chapter of first paragraph of chapter 10. We will find out more that happens next time. Good night, Bubba. Did you catch it? Here's another one. Catch it. And one for me, please. Oh, no. Good night, my Bubba. Sleep well. Sweet dreams.